Okay.
Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and I have with me a guest, and no, it is not Yuki-Ola5.
Hello everyone, this is europezgal08, and I am appearing in someone else's video, yay!
Do you feel honoured?
Yes, I do.
Well, you should. He says as if you said no. Anyway, this is the next part of Ristar, and in case you can't tell, this is in fact post-commentary, because I recorded the episode, and for one thing, everything that could have gone wrong with this episode did go wrong. In my original recording, it took about half an hour to get this episode done, and then I cut stuff out, and it's down to 20 minutes. Yeah. So with my original recording file, the recording turned out okay, but the commentary, for some reason, Audacity decided to record from my laptop microphone and not this microphone, which is fucking stupid. So that's why this is happening.
Yeah.
So, things are happening. I'm
Yep.
manoeuvring between jade-coloured things, and that's an icy floor there. It looks glowy, but it's actually icy. I'm hoping we're synchronised here, because we're both watching the same video, but we're not in the same room.
Yes, it's not like he kidnapped me, blindfolded me, and took me to his room in Newcastle. And you died!
And I died. I had a dream in which we had this exact conversation while watching this video like this, so my brain was warning me that this was going to happen.
It's like you can predict the future.
That first enemy there always gets me, and that second enemy is really iconic for this planet. Well, for me. And I remember at this point, well, after freaking out that I'd forgotten about these extendy retracty things, I remember talking in my original recording about how, like, when I was a child, like, I think I knew that all the planets in this game were named after words that already exist. That's not a good thing. Well, being named after words is a good thing, but bleh. Like, I knew Flora, obviously, and I knew Scorch, and I knew Sonata, and I don't know if I knew about the word automaton. I definitely didn't know what Freon was. Is it Freon or Freon?
I've always pronounced it Freon.
I always pronounced it Freon, but I never really say it out loud, so what does it matter?
Yeah.
And then I didn't even know that undertow was a thing. And out of context, it kind of sounds like the area beneath a camel toe. It's the undertow.
The undertow of the camel toe.
This is the sort of commentary you can expect when I eventually do my verses with the lovely europezgal08.
Aw,
As opposed to the not lovely europezgal08, because there are two of you. See, there's the you that the YouTube sees, and then there's the you that table saw that one time, but we're not going to talk about that because we're classy.
Oh, for pity's sake! Have you not
Could be worse, I
let
could have
that
mentioned
go?
the TAPD trilogy.
Have you not let that go? And you can't really call it a trilogy anymore, but I will tell you more about that when we're done recording.
Is it a trilogy in 4 parts?
Indeed, but I will tell you more when we're done recording. Because your
My
audience
man
is far too
garden is
classy
happy.
for this shit.
This is also true. And, oh, I completely skipped my mind here, but there's a bit here where we get some magnetic shoes so we can swim through the air, because magnets.
Yay!
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
Well, there's the North and the South Pole, and they're attracted to each other, but you can't attract a North and a North because they repel, and yeah.
The reason why you can't have a North and a North is because so many countries in the world refuse to allow gay marriage. If a North wants to be attracted to a North, then that it's their life. You can't tell a magnet how to live. And I fucked that jump up. But I knew I would, so it's all cool.
How are you swimming? This doesn't look like water, and you died again.
It's because magnets. Because I put on magnet shoes and yes, I died again.
Oh.
And here are the magnet shoes. The checkpoint is magnet shoes.
Okay.
In the words of myself and Yuki-Ola5, seems legit. Seems Turkish.
What the fuck?
You see, I feel like I should use that in my regular videos, but I never do. I only ever save it for the verses.
Yeah.
Plurals they are a thing. Might as well just keep grabbing that gem because it's worth 1,600. That's a point. I don't like it when people say, like, 1,600. Like, no, the hundreds stop after 900, unless you're saying something and something hundred. Like, you
I
can't-
think
you
it's
can't
an
say
American
1100.
thing.
Silly Americans, I died again. Apparently this level is extremely patriotic
Indeed.
to the America. Which reminds me of that time I was talking to Austin on Sugar, and I mentioned something about Albania in Eurovision this year, and how Persiana Matmuya got a tattoo of the emblem of the Albanian national flag on her back. and I mentioned how patriotic it was, and Austin replied, "Oh yeah, I forgot that patriotic applies to other countries as well, not just the USA." Typical America.
But then again, with the Albanian postcard, I cannot really think of another way you could do that, other than the whole tattoo on the back thing. I cannot think of another way you could do that, because the whole...
I can think of one way of doing it, but it would be like really specific. Like if you had like a cardboard cutout or some kind of shadow puppetry, and then you have like a red light or something. See, that's one thing. I really liked what it did with the postcards in Eurovision this year. I think I've mentioned this before.
Yes.
But like, I want them to do it regularly. But there are only so many ways you can make a flag.
Yes.
And for those who didn't see it, first of all, why? Second, each postcard, which is a minute and a half or so vignette before they perform each song, introducing which country it is, or occasionally you'll get an egotistical country like Azerbaijan or Greece in 2012 and 6 respectively, where they just randomly have a "come and visit our country" kind of thing as a postcard, which offends my arse. But yeah, this year it was them making their national flags creatively.
Yes, and I was kind of expecting Latvia's to be a cake because their song was called Cake to Bake, and it was a cake.
It was at least it was a bit cakey.
I think it was a
I'm
cake.
I'm surprised how many of them were food, because Armenia had a bit of food, Germany was some sort of food, Italy was completely food. Italy was the most Italian thing I've ever seen.
I think Germany's was some sort of, like,
it was either rock or licorice or something like that.
I think so.
Anyway, we're about to get into the mini-boss of here, and it caused me so much grief in my original recording. We're going to see that entrance corridor several times. And I'll point it out again when we get close. Also, this boss has really random attack patterns, and they make no sense. Like, the layering in this bit makes very little sense, because like they're sort of doing a helix around the platform we're standing on, but then the hitboxes just never work. And this always, I think, apart from my first attempt, this form always, including this first attempt, that form always made me take damage. I was getting really rather frustrated in my original recording, but no frustrated pterosaur. And if you look at the look at the bits on the wall there, there's a bit that looks like Squidward, but it's gone now. You'll see it again, don't worry.
I'm sure I will.
See,
depending on how.
In my original recording, I took time. I took time to point out that, like, I've since cut most of the suckage out, and hence why this is a reasonably length episode.
Yay.
Reasonably length. You see, I'm so much different on Skype compared to how I am in my solo episodes, and I died again.
And you died.
Fuck that form in particular. Like that form of the mini-boss gives me particular grief, because it gives you a chance to... Oh, there's the cartoon. You can see the Squidward thing.
Yep. Yay!
And... Oh, I cut back in here because I completely failed that jump.
Speaking of Squidward, have you seen the trailer for a new SpongeBob SquarePants movie?
I have not, but I have seen the trailer for the Grumpy Cat movie, and they've picked the perfect voice actor for her face.
And this is when I realised that Grumpy Cat was a female.
Yes. In fact, apparently the original Doge was female as well, but I don't know, like the Doge character is male, therefore Doge is male. And this form again, because he gives you a chance to hit him on the way down, but it will always hit one of the things surrounding him instead of the one in the middle. I assume it's a him, because sexism and default assumptions.
Hey!
And there's Squidward again. Can you see it?
Yes, I see it.
Yay, pareidolia, or however you pronounce it. And also, what are those things in the background? You see those square things with the lights on them that just sort of randomly poke it? Like, what are they meant to be? Then again, what are a lot of these things meant to be?
I don't know. But then again, I don't know a lot of things.
This is so very true, but not to the same degree as Yuki, in fairness.
Thank you.
I died again. See, I blaspheme about an American, I get killed. Okay.
Maybe
it was around this point where I realised that I can just boop that wall instead of... Yeah. It was this point where I said something like, and if I don't have to go through the theatrics of blasting through it and I can just boop through it, yep, I'm gonna slap a bitch. And then it was bitch slapping time.
You just realised this now.
Yes. And you see those orange bits on the left and right in the background? They kind of look like fists. Like sort of, I'm about to hit you in the face kind of fists. From a first-person perspective, or is that just me?
I'm gonna punch your face in the face.
No! Oh yeah, that reminds me, this we can't hear it because we've got our headphones plugged into Skype, but this boss makes some really shrill like sound effects when it's coming in from the background. It's because it's playing a whole load of something falling from high up sound effects all at once, so it comes out as really shrill and ow. You know?
Yeah.
You feel me? Don't reference the thing just yet. That video's not gonna be out for a while.
We all feel you. All of us here at
Ladies.
Lively Planet, we all feel you.
And this is the first time the two Brits of Lively Planet are recording at the same time and not just appearing in the same video.
Yay! Time zones aren't an
You
issue.
only just realised this. What is it? Did you say friend zones aren't an issue?
Time zones, not friend zones!
Oh my god. Mahogany is a thing, we both have our respective bays, and we are half of each other's OTPs.
Yay!
And I said something like power to the robot people because there are some fists.
Power to the robots! Whoa,
Oh,
hey,
hey.
hey!
We're so British. Anyway, the next level I pointed out earlier in this recording, in my original recording, I like the name of it, it's the Brain Maze. I should do well here. The operative word being should. Anyway, the gimmick with this is there are these crystals, you need to put them into the slots, you need to shove your crystal right into that hole and it'll activate the teleporter, and that's how you get between rooms. Also, there are these fuckers.
That sounds so wrong out of context.
That's the idea. Welcome to my channel. Anyway, these assholes are assholes. And that's about that. And there's an angry face in the background, but screw him. It kind of reminds me of Malcolm, the King of Love.
Right,
Oh.
as if I know what you're referencing.
I'll tell you afterwards, because you should know by now.
Should I? Is it a
And
Eurovision thing
when
that I
is-
don't get?
No. I was just thinking, who do I know from Eurovision that's called Malcolm? Estonia 2010. Yes, this is what our commentary in our verses is going to be like. I'm sure you recall Malcolm Lincoln's giant paper mache head that he didn't bring on stage but just left in the music video.
Yes.
Implied that the music video is just this other space where you can just like, can you imagine that? Like, oh my god, I can't find my keys. Oh, I must have left them in that music video that I was in yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway, taking advantage here of the fact that when in shooting star form, nothing is pain. Which reminds me of something that one of my teacher thingies pointed out the other day. Like, if you say that nothing is better than true happiness, but an egg salad sandwich is better than nothing, does that mean that having an egg salad sandwich is better than true happiness?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had the joy of having an egg salad sandwich.
Neither have I. I don't much. I'm really fussy when it comes to salad, and also this guy is also fussy when it comes to where you can hit him in order to defeat his face.
And you threw the crystal into the hole, and many things are happy and well with the world, and...
And then there's this mess. This is a fine mess
Yep.
indeed. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, these platforms, they change direction when you boop them, and also they can crush you. I don't remember offhand if they're insta-kill or if they just take 1 point of damage, but... Also, sometimes they're really fussy, like sometimes you'll hit them from one side and they'll just ignore you because fuck me. In the words of Antiques Roadhouse, fuck my ass. I've already made that reference this week. Well, no, this is Monday. Last week. I believe something spectacular happens here. Whoop, there it is. Yeah, they are a one-hit kill, because I had 2 stars and then it gave me a bad Yelp review.
As if I know what Yelp is.
The Americans will get it, I'm sure. But what about the Romanians? Who was
Doop
phoned?
doop doop doop. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm gonna have to edit in a video of me doing the OV nod now. Are you happy with yourself?
Yes, I am! Partly because we have not filmed that parody yet. And I've been meaning to.
Yes, it's been written for quite some time. We just haven't filmed it. And by the time we do film it, it'll be completely irrelevant. But yeah. The Romanians will approve, I'm sure. Well, actually, the Romanians will disapprove, but they'll get the joke. And this is a room that completely stumped me as a child. Like, I remember playing through this level and then resetting the level several times because I thought this room was broken. But nope, it's really obvious looking back. You just have to chew the scenery.
You have to chew the scenery.
And I wondered if there was any interesting treasures behind the other ones, but I knew one of them would be booby-trapped, and just my luck, it was that one. Because with this recording session, as I've said, so I speed this bit up because I climbed up the wall and there was nothing of interest up there. Well, there kind of was. But it took ages to get up that wall, so I sped it up. But yeah, everything that could have gone wrong with this recording did. And we were going to record this post-commentary earlier, but then I thought, nah, fuck it, I'm just going to go and have dinner. Because everything is just conspiring to prevent this episode getting uploaded on time.
Interruptions were had, and
No, that's
Christmas decorations were brought down.
Yeah. And it's the 3rd November, why are you bringing them down so late according to TV advertising standards?
I don't know. Because apparently there is no time like the beginning of November to just decorate your house with sparkly, like, snowflakes.
Although, I do find it... Oh, I got an extra life there, because I was excited by the fact that there was more than one way out of that room, and I found an extra life. And then there are these assholes that fire things.
Well, I suppose if it was something else, you wouldn't mind that firing things at you, ladies and gentlemen and bays, question mark?
That was a fine mess.
I know, I was going
something
somewhere
I
with
know
that.
all about, question mark?
I was going somewhere with that, and then it just went into a mess.
Just like all my first dates? Question mark?
You have multiple first dates? I thought your date with the bae went so well that you didn't need to repeat your first date.
I take it we're referring to The Sims at this point, in which case I will say, but that asshole kept eyeing up my bae. Also, this is an endurance room, but I couldn't tell at the time, so I just got on there and started spinning around hoping for the best, and then that happened. Well, that was slightly awkward. Skype did a thing, because as I was saying... Well, I was saying many things. One thing I said is everything that could go wrong in this episode can, will, and has. And I did say this was going to happen. Anyway, we were saying something about The Sims, and how there was that other guy who was trying to get with my bae, and so that ruined the date a little bit, but it was a good date anyway. Anyway, that was awkwardness part 2, and I feel like we're about to have awkwardness part 3.
Yes, indeed. Because my tablet is being a fuckerism.
Yeah, so it took me a while to work out, well, it took me like half a second to accidentally work out that there was a thing in the background there, and I could bounce around and fuck whatever's on the right side of that room. Figuratively.
If it was the bae, oh my goodness.
The shipping it is real.
TAPD5.
Yay! Oh yeah, there was a 4, wasn't there?
Yes!
Because it's taken ages to sort out this recording because everything's going wrong. Anyway, I tried climbing up here because I wanted to see what was up here, and...
It's a green arsehole.
There are things up here. A green arsehole. All of my commentary, one way or another, finds its way back to the topic of green poo.
Just like Smosh.
6 degrees of separation from green poo, and I died. Well, what were you expecting at this point?
And you died.
Yeah. There's more disapproving face in the background. At this point, I said, fuck it, I'm just going to go to the right. If Ristar will cooperate, which clearly he is not in the mood to do.
Swing, 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 wee woo.
So much bouncing, so little cooperation.
Much
Blah.
shooting, much wow.
Very dogue. Now, what is the black stuff that makes up most of Ristar's body? Because he's supposed to be an anthropomorphic star. He has a star face, but then the rest of him is just like, fuck you, I'm antimatter, and then that happened.
I honestly have no idea, and that was a 200-point height bonus, so...
And now, uranium power.
Why did I read that as urine?
Because you spend too much time around me. Anyway, I at the time I said I don't remember anything about this boss, but I remember you have to use the TV monitors to work out when he's throwing shit. The timing's still a bit weird. Like, I knew what to do the first time he threw the thing, it just took me a while to react. Anyway, I found out this boss is actually really easy, especially compared to the last 2 and compared to the world that came before it, because, like, it's a 2-part thing. You have to knock him to the floor like that, and then get Mr. Grabby Claw guy behind him to boop him. And then I died.
The claw! Oh, you died.
Yes. I'm not really sure what else to say. It's a surprisingly easy boss, because, I mean, I got a game over, so I have to go from here again, but, like, it turns out if you just keep grabbing him and... as long as you stick to pounding his ass repeatedly, and yes, that was intentional, then none of his attacks damage you, and you can get him down to the floor in seconds, and then the claw can just hit him in the back of the booty. But yeah, like, apart from the times where I'm a bit careless, and there's sometimes where I'm careless and... Are you deliberately waiting till I start speaking to speak? Yeah. Anyway, at this point, Mr. Grabby Claw Guy was so shit at grabbing with his claw that I died. That wasn't death by lack of health, that was death by, oh my god, he's so bad at operating his own machinery. Anyways, like I said, you could really cheese this boss just by constantly grabbing him, as long as you're careful not to go over him and then land in his hitbox. Ladies.
Gentlemen? Question mark?
Because who wouldn't want to land in that hitbox?
A few people wouldn't, Tess. A few people. Well, start me, because then that would destroy one half of your OTP.
And he just did a fuzz radar before fuzz radar was a thing.
Well, that was a fuckerism and a half.
Wasn't it just? And I died again. Because Skype is being all kinds of awkward, and yeah, I think I just cut to my successful attempt here. Because I originally planned on keeping all my attempts in, but it just got long and repetitive. Anyway, we beat the asshole. Just act like that was all one clean run. So we beat the guy in the background. Now, I feel like I'm supposed to know who he is because he's the main antagonist. Also, that was a rocket. And even Ristar doesn't even know who he's supposed to be because story is a thing. Anyway, outro time all of a sudden. So
wow, that was quick.
Yeah, he's fucking off. We're fucking off to the results screen. I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons.
And I will forever be europezgal08.
And this has been a video.
This has been a fantastic video, if you can even call it that.
Ninth Doctor references all the way across the sky. See you lovely people in the next one. End scene.